Hi muckers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I am currently at VidCon. Commotion going on. First of all, I'll show like a loop of where we currently are. So you can see that we are actually at VidCon right now. And now the thing is, I have dreamed about coming to VidCon for basically my entire life because I've been doing YouTube and as a creator for most of that. This is day 2 basically, and I want to give an honest reaction and an honest going through VidCon, because for the people out there that have maybe always wanted to go to it or see something about it, that was me, and it's a lot different than what I expected it to be. And I don't mean this to be complaining. I don't mean to be complaining, but all I'm saying is I feel like the VidCon that we see online is so not true, and it is fabricated. It's, you know, adverts and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you today actually what this place is like. So keep in mind, tickets to this event, starting from the cheapest ticket, is like $299. So I'm going to see today if that's worth it. So what we're going to initially do is go into the main hall, and I'm going to show you what there is to do. So currently the Minecraft YouTubers like Tommy Innit and stuff, who live in my apartment building, are all doing a talk right now. So that's like the main thing of the day. So if you're not necessarily a fan of them, or it's too sold out, here's what you can do to spend the rest of your day. So we're gonna see. Okay, so when you walk in the main exhibition hall, this is what VidCon is. It is literally just a bunch of advertisements. So I don't know why I didn't think this through, but when you see videos and pictures at VidCon, you automatically are like, wow, there's this company, there's this company. But whenever you're actually here, there's nothing to do. So there's really nothing to do other than photo opportunities or filming a TikTok, which is very much so being pushed here because this VidCon is the first one that is actually TikTok instead of YouTube. So I just want that to be known, that like, if mom shows around here, it's like different companies, different products and stuff like that. That's it. So I don't really know what else to do, and I'll give you a little tea later on about what I found out about the featured creators. But for regular ass community lowest tier ticket, which is still $300, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do, and we'll walk and see, but I just want you to know that it's just a bunch of advertisements. So much so that if you follow me here and you see over there, it's just like advertisements for like movies and games and stuff. So there really isn't anything to do. So all I'm saying is, where'd my $300 go? You know what I mean? Is it going into like paying to watch adverts? This is my thing. Coming to VidCon was my dream. And now that I'm here, this is not an event for people who are not celebrities or not YouTubers. Because if you do not have the feature creator badge or a speaker talk, some sort of badge, you will not be able to get into most events or do most things. So I'm just giving like a very honest take here. Unless you are a creator, your experience at VidCon is going to probably just be buying products from the different booths here and taking selfies. So is that worth your $300? It's up to you to decide. But I mean, if we even come back here, this is just booths of buying stuff. And I understand this is very complaining and I'm so grateful to be here, but like, come on. It is just a bunch of booths to buy things. You know what I feel like where I am? And I said this to my mother. I feel like I'm at a duty-free in the airport, because it's just like, if you have the lowest tier or anything, just fucking buy shit. That's it. So, also a lot of people here, and there's so many people for so little things to do that it's like a weird distribution. So, around 30 minutes ago, the Minecraft streamers were on this stage behind me, right? Was it this one? It was this stage right behind me, and they are basically the main attraction of why people are here. The Minecraft streamers, they're all so super nice, by the way. I've met a couple of them, and they're really genuine people. So seeing them on stage, from like knowing them in like Brighton, like it was like a sweet moment. However, that's who the crowd are here for. So there's literally YouTubers and TikTokers on stage behind me, and there is probably 12 people, including staff, in the audience. So there's a very much so distribution of who people are here for, and to me that's the funniest part. But yeah, there's like stages and stuff, and that's what people are doing. So this is, I really don't mean to be annoying, but there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. Okay, so my previous point about the bad distribution of creator fans, and again, this is like something they can't control, but whenever a majority of their creators are like smaller, mid-tier, and then they have a couple that are really big, something that just happened was what I thought was going to happen, which the Minecraft people were on, and there was probably thousands of people like sitting in the seats and queuing around it. And then right after, a bunch of TikTokers came on, and there was literally maybe 12 people in the crowd. So I felt so bad for them, and I never feel bad for TikTokers. I have no humility for them. But I felt so bad in that because it's such a difference of how the creators are like shown by VidCon that it almost feels weird. It's like a mid-sized creator. Well, not mid-sized, mid to low tier creator. But it's interesting. But whenever we walk down here, there's two main parts of the hall. So the part we just walked from and this, there just seems to be the majority of people are just roaming around aimlessly, from people who probably don't want to spend any more than the $300 to $600 they already did, and two, any events that they have are kind of oversubscribed because there's because there's so many people here anyway. So yeah, a majority of the people you will see at this convention will just be walking around like twiddling their thumbs. So come down here, there's another section, and I hate to break it to you, that's it. So I'll show you this, and then that's it. That's VidCon. Oh, there's a little outside bit, so I can show that too. Okay, right now we're probably beside the most exciting thing. By the way, look at the crowd that are coming out right now over there. And also behind us over here. So this is the backlog of people who were at the Minecraft live stream, not live stream, the concert thing that was going on. But yeah, this is like a big Fall Guys promo, and that's like the most exciting thing, but there's nothing to do inside of it. So I'm currently surrounded by a t-shirt shop, a pop socket shop, a Spotify booth that is trying to get you to sign up for membership, and that's pretty much it. So I thought I was going to come in here and show you some really exciting things, but that's the only thing from this exhibit. So the only other last part of VidCon is an outside bit, which I'll show you now, but I'm not even bullshitting you, that's it. Having the best time. Okay, so this is the outside bit of VidCon. Now, one thing that is insane to note, and it's kind of like interesting from a drama channel's point of view, is that VidCon in years prior, so they haven't done it in like 2 years now because of COVID, but they have this main building which always has the top creators at that moment. So for me, it's very interesting because in years past, specifically the last year, it was like Joey Graceffa, Gabby Hanna, Tana Mojo, Colleen Ballinger, like it was James Charles, Nikita Dragon, like these were the creators. And there's so much of emergence from TikTok now that I mean, shout out to these creators. I'm not saying just because I don't know them doesn't mean they're not great or whatever like that. But all I'm saying is it was very much so known YouTubers. Like it was, you know, a main group of YouTubers you always know, which I mean, it's probably a good thing as well because it means we have much more diverse creators and content now. But all I'm saying is it's weird. You normally came to VidCon to like meet the top creators, but this time, for better or for worse, it seems that most of the featured creators are just like TikTokers, and you know, that can be a good thing or bad thing. But all I'm saying is that it's a known fact that TikTokers and YouTubers' audiences are completely different. You can casually watch a TikToker and be a huge fan of them, but you don't know a lot about their life. But a YouTuber, you're watching long videos daily and you know a lot about them, so there's more of like a connection there. So, I mean, there's so many interesting debates on it, and I would love to know your opinion on the like changing of VidCon from very much so YouTube culture to very much so TikTok. But I mean, look at like the signs and stuff like that. Like there's very little to do with YouTube now, which is fascinating. But down here is the final bit of VidCon. So this is going to be the last part of the video showing you what there is to do, and hopefully it surprises us. Okay, so if you can see around me, this is the talk of this part of VidCon. Fuck me, we're going in a fucking circle. Okay, so it's mainly out here is food places, which is nice that it's not just like go in and buy products. Like you can actually buy food out here, and I know that they have sponsorships with the food places that are out here. I'm also recognizing so many people in the crowd from that Minecraft meetup. Like those fans are intense in the best way possible. But yeah, this is just all food places that we're seeing here. And then straight behind me is probably the most cringe thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I really don't mean that to sound like a bitch and like a, oh my god, I'm so not fun. But it's basically a stage with a bunch of TikTokers on it dancing to TikTok songs. And it's just so awful. Like I can't even show you because of copyright. So please just believe me. There is like 16 people maybe in the crowd, and there is probably more TikTokers on stage than there is in the crowd, and they're just playing and rotating through like viral TikTok signs and TikTok songs, and they're just awkwardly dancing to it. So this, I don't know, this, I feel like I haven't shown you a lot, but trust me, that's because there isn't a lot to do. So with that being said, this was a review of VidCon. When I get back to the hotel room, I'll give you some closing thoughts. But from me being here, I honestly have nothing else to show you. That's it. Exciting. I forgot to say something that I really wanted to. I filmed like an outro talking about everything, and it's going to play right after this. But I want to tell you a story on what happened yesterday. So I will tell you that later on that yesterday was the introduction day of VidCon. And I actually had like a guest speaker badge because one of my friends got it to me just like momentarily for the introduction day, just because like I knew people and that was it. However, there was a party for Meta, which is like Facebook, and I didn't end up getting like properly into it in the end, and my friends just kind of went in. However, while I was waiting for my Uber to pick me up, I was seeing a lot of like YouTubers go in because it was like 20 minutes outside of VidCon, so only if you had an invite you knew to go to this place. So I was seeing all these YouTubers and TikTokers go into this party, and I was just kind of letting them go, and you know, like not even like addressing it to anyone. Like I was just like, oh, I need to play it cool. Like these like YouTubers with like millions, like I was freaking out, but I just kind of let them do their own thing. I end up seeing a group of 5 TikTokers who 3 of them are one of my favorite TikTokers ever. Like, I mean, really funny. They're similar age to me, and I really love them, and I saw them, and I was actually going to go up and ask them for a picture because I really enjoy these TikTokers. But they were going up to check into the party because you had to be on a list to get into the party. So they go up, and something happens. I'm not hearing the entire conversation, but the worker basically says, you're not on the list, or we just need it validated, or something like that. These people go ballistic on this woman who's just like a per worker, and I'm seeing this happen, and I turn around and I'm like, not only am I not going to go up and ask them for a photo, but I cannot support these people anymore. It made me really upset. They literally just get so angry and are just like abuse at this woman. I'm like, so like, of course we're on the list. Like, it was so dramatic. They had the biggest ego. They were being so rude to this woman, and they were like stomping or whatever, you know, in front of her, like huffing because they weren't on the list or whatever. They ended up getting into the party because they made such a big commotion. But I'm like, that was so disappointing to me because, again, like 2 of them are like were my favorite TikTokers. The way they treated the staff was so disgusting. It was so like egocentric, like, you know who I am. And then furthermore on that, it was just no respect, speaking over, just like speaking in a rude manner, huffing in front of her. And like, it was insane to me. And so I laughed after that, and it kind of just like, I was really nervous to like ever see a creator that I really like acting like that again. I mean, I should see them like that because I know not to support them, but it was kind of like a moment of, oh my God, that's an intense way to act towards someone who's just trying to do their job. But I did want to include that before I include the next part, so here we go. Okay, so now back in the hotel room, something clicked in my brain where I was like, okay, I'm aware you saw today kind of how VidCon is and how it works. So it's mainly just people aimlessly like walking around, and actually something that was really funny was, and it kind of like confirmed what I was saying. The girl in front of us, just like someone who bought a ticket, was like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, they finally met up with their friend. Their friend was like, I don't know, just walking about. And I was telling my mom, that is exactly what I said VidCon is. Like, it's literally just like aimlessly walking around because every single event has too many people at it because it's just like, so I thought that I'm gonna go back tomorrow and I'm gonna interview the audience. So please hold me to this. So I'm putting it down in this video now. So I'm gonna like force myself to do it. The only way I won't do it is if the audience just like, I don't wanna be interviewed. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go tomorrow and interview the crowd on feature creators of the past. So I think it might be interesting because the YouTubers that used to be feature creators, like Trisha and Shane and Jeffrey and James and Tana and Colleen and Nikita, like all these different people, they are nowhere to be seen being promoted at VidCon anymore or even at VidCon anymore. So I would love to interview the audience on them, and some of them probably might not even know these people anymore or might love them or might hate them. So I think it'll be interesting, and I haven't seen anyone else do that. So if someone else takes it, you heard it here. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Okay, so one thing I was gonna say, my closing thoughts, was I talked about how VidCon, the first day we went, which was yesterday, was basically an induction day. And I had a like speaker badge, like it was like a feature creator badge that I basically, one of my friends like stole from me, like, because a lot of the people that I went to VidCon with yesterday are all journalists and stuff like that, so they were able to like sneak me a badge. So yesterday I went to a bunch of the parties, and I don't mean parties as in like woo, like I mean parties as in it's like a bunch of people on a rooftop and there's like just like talking and like networking. But one thing I will say to you, obviously I don't have that experience the entire weekend, but I had it yesterday. The way that VidCon is presented to people who have power, so in that instance all the journalists and all the YouTubers and stuff, they're on the rooftops getting like incredible service, like they have access to absolutely everything. There's so much offered for the feature creators to do, there's so much offered for the speakers to do, journalists to do. Like, I mean, really interesting like events and none of that is offered to the actual paying people. So I do think it is interesting to note that I've now seen both sides, and I think that's why I'm kind of like, what is there to do at VidCon? Because the first day I went as one of the people who would get past, you know, all the like private events, and it is a completely different experience. And it's like when the fans are downstairs, like just like walking aimlessly, all of the creators, all of the journalists are upstairs on like a rooftop, like having the best time ever. And then you go downstairs and people are like, oh my God, my panel just got canceled, or there's nothing to do, or the event I want to do, you know, there's too many people going to it. There is like a clear divide on how the VidCon experience is for the two groups of people that is like insane. So that's like my closing thoughts on VidCon. Here's the thing, I don't know if VidCon was just so awful or I wanted to go for like my entire life of creating content that finally going, I had built it up too much. But my mom went today, and even my mom was like, all right, what is there to do? And there were so many people that I was talking to today that were like, there's like one event that we want to go to throughout this like 5-day period, and the rest of it we're just like sitting in the convention center. And it's like, again, I don't go to conventions, so I don't know if that's, you know, what it is. Like, it's literally just like you go there and you buy products or whatever. But all I'm saying is like, if you pay a decent amount, like hundreds of dollars on a ticket to go to an event where you're literally just kind of having to buy stuff, is really weird. But I want to know your opinion on VidCon from what I showed you today, and I promise you I showed you everything. I promise you I showed you everything. Like, what your opinion is of that. Maybe that's how conventions are. Maybe you think VidCon is just falling off. Let me know. If you have any questions, I'm going to be there for the next 2 days so I can go and answer them for you. But I love you. Thank you for watching. I really did want to do this video, and I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next one, and bye.